lot of men don't like a woman that can't be natural, that they can't get in the pool, they can't enjoy their vacation because they're so worried about their hair. And most of the time, that's us. So then what they'll do is they'll get someone of a different hue, and that literally has culturally appropriated some of the things that are synonymous to black women, to most black women, and they'll just go with her instead because I don't have to get don't touch my hair, my hair's itching. They don't have to go through all of that.
Why you had?
It's true. It is
this
true.
Topic, it really.
It's getting to her, bro.
No, because these are the conversations that my husband and I have had over the years.
Me too. To the point,
like if I just wear my hair natural, no makeup, no nothing. When he sees a woman with a whole lot of makeup, like how you see the Real Housewives or whomever, and they'll be in their confessional, or they'll be in whatever, and they look plain regular, and then they go into their confessional and they all glammed up. He'd be like, oh, and I be looking at him like, she look fly, but
yeah,
he'd be like, oh.
Who contoured her face?
Yeah, he'd be like, oh my god. So I'm just like, how are you with me? Like he'll look at the most beautiful woman, and if she's made up with the most caked up, so a lot of men don't like that.
It's true.
And some men do.
And some men do.
They're fine. I've
like
noticed.
Safari.
I know with mine, he's fine with a scarf, but the bonnet, he's like, yeah, no. Yeah.
Especially when you trying to get lovey-dovey. You gotta see the bonnet.
Oh, wait. Okay. Wait a minute.
Bonnet on.
Wait a minute.
Like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm going to sleep.
I can't see the sex tease going on, and you be like, hold up. I'm about to give it to you all night long. Like this, I'm looking at myself and I'm not turned on. Like this to me is an immediate flaccid maker.
Cause they don't, but you know what I hear sometimes? I ain't worried about that.
Yeah, they say that. They can say that all they want. But listen, at the end of the day, they're gonna be like, well, shorty over here, she gonna be who I need anytime I need her to be what I need her to be. Know what I mean?
Go to bed with the hair on her head and see.
I'm like, ooh.
And don't have to cover it up. They ain't got to pat head.
I'm mad how hard you pat your head
in the morning. You better check her out in the morning, Shauna. She have a little bleed in the brain.
Give myself a concussion.
If she's slurring her speech in the morning, you take her immediately to the ER.
Give myself a knuckle concussion.
She patting her head.
So it seems like everybody wants a black woman. Everybody wants to be like a black woman.
Like a black woman.
Yes, they'll take all of the things that we're
like
known
Mr. Potato
for,
Head.
but they can leave us. They'll do whatever to anatomically enhance themselves, or the lips,
the cheekbones.
Because I be seeing some of their lips now. I be like, you look stupid.
Yeah.
You look like Scrooge McDuck.
Yes.
They look like hot dog buns.
Like it don't look, but they love to pump up their lips and get the the
booties and the hips and tricks.
But back in the day, they had my sister Miss Bartman in the circus as
freak of nature.
Yeah.
A freak of nature.
She had big breasts and big boobs. I mean, big breasts and big ass.
And the hips.
Yep.
And the lips.
And the thighs.
And they named her Hottentot.
Say that again, Cho. What they name her?
Hottentot.
I
But
bet you
now
They sexualized her, and now we see women who of a different hue want to look like that.
And then and dudes are going for them.
yeah.
Well, I really do have a question about that whole the augmentation. I don't know, what do you call it? It's like trend.
Mhm.
It's, you see all of these girls today now, and it's like their boobs, it's like all the way out to here, and their butt is like all the way out to here, and their hips is, and I just want to know, do they really think that it's beautiful? Like, I
Yes.
don't, but what makes it beautiful? Because it's
Kim
huge?
Kardashian.
Or it's just
Yes.
it could be
But
preference.
this has been done before Kim
Before her.
Kardashian, so I can't even blame.
Yes, but they put that joint on the map.
That's why I have so much respect for little Kim. And I said this before, like anytime Kim did anything, she was nailed to the cross. She got her boobs done, the hood was ragging on her. When she got her behind done, the hood was ragging on her. So now that everybody's doing what she did a long time ago, it's like nothing.
This
So
is what I'm trying to understand. When did it become
Kim Kardashian? Kim Kardashian did it.
That's when it
The
became
Kardashians have glamorized. Once
Yeah.
Kylie did her joint, and she was trying to say she don't do lip injections. She just wears a type of lip gloss.
Well, she did her entire face over. She doesn't
But you
look
know
like
what Kim said? Kim said about a year ago, Kim said, look how an insecurity turned you into a billionaire. She said that to her.
Oh, wow.
Her lips turned you into a billionaire.
Yeah, because she had that Perfect Strangers, not Balky. What was the other dude name?
Yeah,
with no upper lip. But she totally morphed her body.
But you know what it is, you guys? So I'm gonna go back in the day when I was in high school, and I was wearing weaves back then, and I was getting ragged on. People talked about me like I was not. They dogged me out. But one thing I love about myself was that I had so much love for myself that I didn't care. I came to school looking fly, had my makeup done, had my hair done, and they would talk about me like a dog behind my back, and I knew it. But I did not allow that to stop me from doing what I'm doing. And by the time I graduated, each chick that talked about me came to me for some tips on how to have their weave done for their graduation. So it's always
hating, but they really wanted to emulate.
Yeah.
They always say it's always that one person that gotta go out into the water and say, okay, I'm gonna do it. And everybody's like, oh, it's not that bad. Oh, okay. All right. Because they like it behind closed doors. They like it.
Yeah, it's just because remember, if you wore a weave, you were clowned. If you wore a wig, you were clowned. If you had a big butt, you were teased. If you had large breasts, you were teased. Yeah. And it's like now
it takes one person to say no, it's okay.
It's like
look at Lisa.
I complained for years about not being able to button shirts, and women pay to not be able to button their shirts. It's just crazy to me.
So going back to the whole bonnet thing, if Kim Kardashian came out with a bonnet line tomorrow and she started wearing her daggone bonnet in airports, everybody and their mother would start wearing those bonnets in airports.
It'll be a new fashion trend. It'll be the new fashion trend.
Yeah.
It's only when they do it, that's when it's deemed fashionable.
But
that's like Bo Derek with her cornrows. Cicely Tyson being mocked about it, but then Bo Derek did it, and
it's like, and
it was the Bo Derek.
Because I know I've actually been guilty of going into shops and being like, I want the Bo Derek.
Right.
Okay.
I should slap myself in the face.
You should.
But it was like,
you okay over there?
She's still patting. I think it was like 5 years ago or something. It was Vogue that did this thing saying that Tim's were the like new
Oh yeah,
thing.
Timberland was a new.
And I was just like, I've been wearing Tim's since the 90s. Like, what are you talking about?
Down any street in Brooklyn in the
Everybody
90s.
got Tim's on.
Mm-hmm.
But
did they not see Ziggy and Fushnikins and who else?
No, but
Everybody.
But some Kylie had wore them, and it was like, oh,
it's cool.
You see that?
And
you
it's just
see that?
like, no,
we've been. Come on.
We've been wearing Tim's since the 80s. It's like, stop it.
So, do you think that that what they're doing is being culture vultures, or are they just appropriating? Like, what is it? Because it's just like we've been doing some of this stuff since.
But is that on them, or is that on the fashion and the media
I see what you're saying, because
industry?
Because at one point, I remember back in the day, like Black women would not even talk about plastic surgery. That was a no-no.
Mm-hmm.
Like we would, if a Black woman had her breast done, we were like, oh, she got her breast done.
We thought that was taboo.
Yeah, and it took some video vixens or some celebrities. I remember when Mary J. Blige got plastic surgery done. She got her breast done and her stomach done.
She did?
And, yeah, she got
her breast. I was about to say she did.
Yeah, she got her breast done and her stomach done. And Star from the Star and Buckwall show was ragging the hell out.
Wow, that's whoa.
Oh well, they were both
but at that time it was a taboo. Like her and Kim and them was getting stuff done on the low, but everybody knew it. But it was just that they wouldn't talk about it, and it was like they were getting ragged in public.
Yeah, because there was a time when people would have the weight loss surgery, and they'd be like, "No, I just been eating juices and berries.
Yeah,
just eating vegetables. I cut out carbs."
Oh, what you did?
Yeah, but
and
now
you cut out part of your stomach.
But now it's okay to get. But now it's okay to get gastric. Like getting gastric is nothing, and then you go back in and you get your tummy tuck and your arms, and you get everything done, and it's nothing to be shameful about. It's okay.
I just think because we were raised on the, just how God made you is enough, and that's what we grew up on. So to do anything to change what God made, it's just like you're not loving yourself.
Yo, you just sounded so much like Lenny.
Hey, sweetie.
Hey, sweetie. Hey, pickle.
And I think for us, what it is going back to the beginning of the conversation with the whole them taking our body parts, because most of plastic surgery is stuff that resembles our culture. And so when it was a taboo to have big lips, a taboo to have big breasts, a taboo to have big butts, now it's like, hey, and then they won't even acknowledge the fact that it's us that had it originally.
Mm-hmm. Because when Michael Jackson was doing all that stuff, we were just like, what is he doing? We liked you with the big nose, Michael. We liked you, But when he started morphing into this female face, like how you go from Michael to Michelle, and you just saying, no, I just had a little bit of work done on my nostrils because it was hard for me to breathe. It was hard for me to.
All of them got that nose now.
Now, Mikey. All
of y'all can't breathe.
Well, I have a confession to make. I may have to undergo surgery. So if my nose does look a little different, my nose may need to get done so that I can breathe. Okay.
Well, I always wanted to get my nose done. I wanted to get this bridge shaved down because I always had the pointy nose.
I'm not too thrilled about it. Thank you.
But you know what? Let Kim Kardashian get your nose, Kaya. Then everybody gonna try to get your nose. Am I right or wrong?
You're right. Ain't no lie. Ain't not a lie told. But Kim is now that she's not with Kanye, they talk about she's being seen with Drake. She on her like
Poor
57th
thing.
Negroidian.
Poor thing.
She better not be with.
Like,
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that.
Black-
She's with
See,
Drake.
are
she
there
likes black men.
no? Huh?
She likes black men.
Yes. However, do you have to have all of them?
Oh, good ones.
Does she have all of them?
Listen, she's on her 57th. Listen, when I know females that are looking for good men of quality,
They
Okay,
all,
don't nobody want
they
all
all
Kim.
in Kim's
Those
backyard.
guys that Kim has, those are good guys of quality.
No, no, you never know because they do have a thing in that family where they turn men local.
Mm-hmm. They start having crisis and stuff.
Yeah, and it don't matter what color.
Them? You think it's them?
Lucy, did you not see Caitlyn talk about she running for governor?
Caitlyn could do whatever she wanted to. Caitlyn,
You
Bruce, whomever.
you go from being the most celebrated macho Bruce Jenner. Grand Pooper was over here putting your name in songs.
Well,
And
no, okay, so look at that. We knew Caitlyn as Bruce, this macho figure who was on the Wheaties box, and he was this celebrity in the line, and we knew him as being this, this track star, not knowing that underneath all of that was a facade, because deep down inside, he did not want to appear as Bruce.
He wanted to be Caitlyn.
He wanted to be Caitlyn, and I don't know, but it gets into now. Let's be respectful of people wanting to be and communicating what they're going through and how they're feeling.
I think the only thing I have a problem with Caitlyn being a female was the only issue that once he turned female, he was Woman of the Year. That's the only thing. Like, there's so many women out there that you could give that to, but you're going to give it to Caitlyn because she told her truth. When there's real women telling their truth every single day.
But you know what? But you got to understand, and you got to think of Bruce, Caitlyn's age. Caitlyn was growing up in a time where they were not allowed to be out. Me wanting to be a cross-dresser was not a thing that I can do, and people would be socially accepting of it. So for Caitlyn to transition at the age that she did,
I applaud her.
In the public eye.
Yeah, that's like
not knowing that 30 years ago she could not do that without being banished. Because think about it, 30 years ago, had Caitlyn Jenner come out as Caitlyn,
oh yeah,
we would never see or hear of her.
Not now, no.
We would never see or hear of her. So for her to do what she did and how she did it, and it was very public about it, I guess that's why she was Woman of the Year.
I grew up in an era where it was a taboo for all of that. And now I had to be taught through life and wisdom to accept that. And now I'm at the point where I applaud anybody that can do what they do and live their truth. I might not totally agree with it 100%, but if that's how you feel and that makes you happy and you found your truth, I'm happy for you. Like that's what Gabrielle Union did a little couple pictures with her stepdaughter.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I was so happy for that little girl because what's the little girl's name? Zion. I'm happy for her because she's able to live her truth. I mean, I know a lot of people were saying that the family should have gave her more time to think about, you know, what she really want to be in life.
But who's to say in 5 or 10 years,
right?
She changed her mind.
She didn't change. She didn't change her body part. So
that's
if
it's
she
her
decides,
life.
Right? If she decides in the next few years that she isn't comfortable in female clothes and she only wants to wear boy clothes, then
that's her choice.
Her choice.
No, so like I said, it was a hard pill to swallow in general with everything. So
I when it comes to children, because we're ever evolving people, and you don't know how you're gonna feel 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line. And if you start making permanent decisions that are irreversible or are contrary to what actually you were made in, then what? Like you got Charlize Theron raising 2 black sons as females.
Is it both of them?
Both of them. She got them in dresses.
Well, because I know the first one, people used to make a comment, but but that kid always wanted to wear dresses.
I don't know. I always side eye when it's one of them with one of ours. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just
okay. Well, let's talk about the kids that we know that would Jodie Patterson. Jodie Patterson speaks of her son all the time. You know, when she realized that her son that was born a girl wanted to wear the little briefs and wanted to wear, you know, the same clothes that his brother wore. And, you know, she is a spokesperson for her child.
Yeah, definitely be a spokesperson for your child, but don't start making no anatomic changes that can't be reversed. If the child gets 15 and be like, you know what? I changed my mind. Which kids do all the time.
And that's true.
Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying. But Naomi, Naomi, she did she gave a sucker punch to the industry and was just
French
like,
open.
I'm out. Y'all not gonna bully me.
I respect her.
I totally do.
I respect her for, and this isn't anything new. She's been vocal about the fact that she suffers from anxiety and depression, and you have to protect your peace at any and all costs.
At all costs.
But let's just go to the root of the problem. The French were the same people who told, I would say, one of the world's greatest athletes that she could not wear a catsuit for her health. Like she needed to wear that for her health. But they told her that it was not appropriate. So, do they treat women of color differently than everybody else?
Yes. That would be a yes, officer.
They do.
That would be a yes.
Because all she said was, I don't want to do this press conference.
Yeah.
So they fined her. So she said, okay, I'll leave. She's the reason why most people watched. So now, y'all in trouble now, because ain't nobody gonna be watching y'all.
Well, here's the bigger picture. The bigger picture is if she was vocal about the reason why she didn't want to do press, and that wasn't acceptable to them, and their attitude is, well, this is what everyone has to do. Everyone has to do press. Well, there are people who do press who can't handle press,
Right.
Then go back to their hotel room and do heroin or smoke crack or drink alcohol. And then we want to talk about their drug addiction problem.
Mhm.
You know, you have a football player who said that he suffered from depression. Although Brandon Marshall, a Black football player who was vocal about his mental health way before that other football player was, who you didn't get the same rave reviews that the other football player received. But when people are open and honest about their mental health and we don't take it seriously and then they commit suicide,
then it's like, oh my gosh,
it becomes,
We
oh,
didn't know that he was suffering,
what
struggling.
happened?
I told you I needed a break.
so now they're going to realize that they really effed up.
Yep.
Because of the lack of respect for someone being open and honest about their mental health.
One thing,
Yep.
I'm not going to name the newscaster, but it was a Black newscaster who applauded her. They were really proud of her. But one thing the point he made was, did they make that decision of finding her before or after they knew she was having some mental issues? So his concern was that when they were giving her that fine, it was just based off of her saying, I don't want to do the press conference, not knowing.
No, she told them. She told them why she didn't want to do it.
Was did she say that before she made the general statement that she?
Yeah, she told
Naomi
them.
Osaka has been talking about her anxiety for years now.
Like, this ain't
anything new. It's just like, it's what's this singer? It's a singer. Oh my gosh. Yvette, you would know.
The little thin, she's a thin sister.
She's like
a fairly new artist.
Yeah.
Summer Walker.
She was vocal about her anxiety.
Yeah.
So if she says that she can't perform a show, the fans will be upset. But you know what? If y'all get
over it,
y'all have to understand that maybe this girl would not have given y'all a good show had she come out because she couldn't handle it. You know, when Lauryn Hill was going through her stuff, she got so much shit thrown at her. You know, even when she did perform.
Thank God social media wasn't around.
Her performance was horrible. She sat there with a guitar the whole night and, you know, it was her. But she showed up. Right. So it's like you don't show up, you
get talked about.
Show up, it's like you don't know what to do. Naomi Osaka is protecting her peace.
That's right.
Allow this 23-year-old girl to protect her peace.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And hopefully
because she was vocal. She was vocal. And how many of you can honestly say at 23 you were vocal about your mental health?
Not me, because I was early in the game. Through hell and back with my depression.
Especially in the industry, they'll sit there and tell you, "Oh, if you're not made for this, then you shouldn't be in it."
Yeah.
Okay, so you saying something? So I'm gonna bring something up because I like Serena, but she said something that kind of like made me They asked her, you know, what was her opinion, and she said something. She started out saying, "I really wish I could give her a hug." And she said something like, "Some of us have thick skin and some of us have thin skin." And she said, "I have thick skin." So my thing is, are you saying she has thin skin?
Serena also did say that there's been times when she didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
She did say that as well. They asked Venus and Venus, you know, said what she had to say about it too. Like, not every time they want to do it.
Venus said, I look at it like this. The people that's asking me a question cannot even light a candle.
That's right. To how she plays. That's right. You know, they used to give John McEnroe shit for being an angry bad boy and cursing out the reporters. So it's like, what do y'all want? Maybe he didn't want to do press.
He didn't want to do it, right?
You understand?
So I'm gonna, for a split second, because I've dealt with depression for many years, so I'm 100% with Osaka. But for a split second, I'm gonna play the devil's advocate. One thing I will say is, one of the arguments I have about when people apply for jobs is that when you apply for a job, I hate when somebody, because I've been in interviews, And I sat there and I had to be with the committee to decide if we're gonna pick A, B, C, or D. And everybody sits there and they say, I'm gonna do everything because they selling themselves. They selling themselves to get this job, and they telling you, and they know the laws are there of what we expect you to do for this job. And unfortunately, some jobs that if you're not a public speaker, you should not apply for that daggone job.
But it's not about.
It's more so
me,
about
it's
the
not
talent and the skill.
A public speaker, they sit there and pick at them. At the end, they just won. They just
like
won,
Allen
and
Iverson.
they'll take every club.
Oh my gosh!
Say Allen Iverson.
I was just about to bring up practice. We said
we talking practice because y'all keep but see when like people like Naomi Osaka and others, they want to do it because of their skill and their talent, and that's what they love. You know, they love the sport. They love the the game of tennis. That's all they know. All that other stuff, I ain't come here for that. I came for the sport. I love the sport. And it's like these mofos. Now that we done lifted some restrictions with Corona, these racist hill bucket, scuzz bucket niggers and niggas. I you could be white and be a nigga to me. I don't discriminate. They throwing popcorn, spitting on players.
I didn't even see that.
They threw a water bottle at Kyrie.
Yeah.
A fan like
ran on the court, and it was a brother. It was a brother in security. That brother caught him by his shoes, his legs. The sportscasters was like, they need to get him for security for the Washington Wizards. Cause that boy, because usually when people run onto the court, they usually get like at least to like maybe like the 3-point line.
He got right by the basket
from out of bounds.
He got right by the basket.
He was just like, well, no.
Don't you think about it.
Oh my God.
So now you there for the love of the game. Y'all been quarantined and you haven't been able to play. You haven't had a live crowd because ball players and
they feed off of that energy.
They need that.
You
know what I'm saying?
They feed off of the energy.
The fans in the seats, and y'all wanna be spitting on it. You wanna be throwing stuff.
Now a non-black reporter said, why is it always black men, black sports figures that are getting attacked?
Well, that goes back to our first.
No, I'm just saying. She made a point. She's not black, and she said it seemed like it's always black sports figures that's getting attacked.
But you hear
Russell Westbrook. They did it to him a few times, and he may be cocky, and that's what they do. They puff up. They be like, what? You know what I'm saying? That's part of the job. Acting like can't nobody beat you, but you throwing stuff at them. And like that other chick that was actually getting into it with LeBron because
you're not too smart.
And then she got ejected.
Think he is like.
LeBron was like, yo, wifey, let Shorty know, just because she was just like, you won't talk to my husband like that because we are season ticket holders, and you're gonna.
Girl,
they was like eject. LeBron is like the biggest freaking
mammoth.
No, but he's the biggest athlete in the world right now.
The world. Yeah.
You think they gonna take your side and he bringing the money?
You think they care about your little season tickets?
Right. They don't care. He's bringing in the money, not you, boo.
Exactly. But unfortunately, a lot of these people that come to see these games, whether they got $1 in their pocket or $1 million in their pocket, if they non-black, they look at
they still
look
see
at
them
our men as gladiators.
Yes.
And you
And
know,
LeBron
there
turned around and
to
was like, "Are you not
entertain.
entertained?"
Right. That's what I'm
They're
saying. We're
there
the
to
entertainment.
entertain.
We're the circus monkeys.
mm-hmm. Yep.
That's when you got to take off your helmet and be like, "I'm Maximus Desmeridius,
Maximus.
husband to a murdered wife, father to a murdered son,
Are you
and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next."
are you done?
Are you done?
No, I'm just like I thought you was
Are
gonna
you
keep
done?
going with the
No,
speech.
I was just, that was.
Yo, she sat here reciting Gladiator.
That's what I
Like,
said. I thought you was gonna keep going.
okay, Russell Crowe.
Did
Okay.
he look sexy in that movie though? Ooh. See, and I had to watch it for the first time with my husband. I was like, damn, you need
I'm
to turn
sorry. I was
around.
checking for Jamin Hansu. Sorry.
No, my man Russ.
He was looking good.
Listen, Maximus.
He
Hey,
had another one.
Maximus.
He had another one that could look different in different movies.
Him,
Yeah.
Gerard Butler. Let me
Oh yeah,
see.
Gerard Butler, because he was looking good at 300.
300.
Lord
Oof,
Jesus.
my God.
Child.
Now they're lusting after light-skinned men.
I'm not lusting. I'm not lusting. I'm not lusting. When we had went to Vegas, me and the girls that went to Vegas, and we was on our way back, and we was waiting in the airport
Was y'all
with our
buying?
hair laced. Everybody had their hair done because I roll with divas. And we there was this guy in the line, and he was kind of in between two and two, and we were just like, "Come up here, girl, what you back there?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you can go." And then I turned back and I was just like, I said, "Did anybody ever tell you you look like Gerard Butler?" And then all the girls turned, and I was like, "Yeah, how you doing?" And this man just a blush. Oh, go on. I
Continue.
was like, "Yeah, you're very handsome, very handsome man." Mhm.
I take it that was your last. I take it that was your last trip, right? Your husband ain't let your ass go on a trip since then, huh?
You told me you saw
Listen,
Gerard Butler in the airport?
You do be ordering them vanilla lattes at Starbucks.
I don't order nothing vanilla, nothing at no Starbucks. I get caramel. I like caramel. Okay,
Lord Jesus.
get it right.
Oh,
So, what's the moral of the story, ladies, for everything that we've discussed tonight? Because it has been a lot.
well, my outtake is if it makes you happy, do you, bonnet, gender, any type of thing you want to do. If it makes you happy, do you.
I think the message and more education needs to be out there with regards to the Tulsa riots. People can understand why having the RNC in Tulsa last year was a big deal, and I don't think some people understood the magnitude and the message that was being sent for that to happen there. But
your experiences.
but the information is there, and there's so many other atrocities that has happened to
On
us,
this soil.
right, on this soil, that we really need to educate ourselves and our children so that they understand that this is America. That America that they
Yep.
teach you in school is the same America where these things has happened.
Agreed.
Well, to piggyback on both Yvette and Keish, basically speak your truth. If you have children in your home, don't rely on the government to educate your children on the history of Black America. Teach your children yourself. We have enough internet Like for me, I didn't learn those things. So I'm learning with my children. So it's our responsibility now to teach ourselves and teach our children so that we can move forward. Going on depression, I dealt with depression for many years. If you ever are dealing with depression, seek help. There's many hotlines out there. Do not sit in your black hole and not get help.
I've been blessed to have a mom and a village who made sure I knew who I was from a very young age and made sure I knew my history. But what I need the white people to understand is, yes, slavery was a long time ago, but my mom was alive with Jim Crow. So, and she's still here. So it's not that long ago that we still had slavery. So teach what is real. And just because you may think it's not, it is.
Yeah.
Amen. I was taught a lot as a child. However, I'm still learning. I'm still learning. I'm still reading. I'm still researching, because there's so much. You know, we have centuries and centuries of history and that were basically told from the victor standpoint, and we don't really have, you know, all of the other things that have happened to different marginalized groups within the globe. You know, did you know that, you know, we were always taught in school that continents were a massive body with many countries surrounded by water on all sides. Europe is the only one that's not surrounded by water on all sides, but yet it's still known as a continent because it said it could be also done as a political purposes. Right. So you write the history as you go along, and you make it to where it benefits you in every way, shape, or form. So as you research, you know, you got to read different views. Like you have the 1619 project, and then you got this mother sucker talk about 1620. He refuting everything, but I'm a sure enough read what he said. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to know what they saying too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the level of ignorance in this country is at an all-time high. You know, people are just doing spiteful, hateful things just to do it. We're at over 230 mass shootings just since the beginning of the year. So we got a lot of reckoning to do with ourselves and what we deem important. You know, the whole bonnet thing, the whole, you know, the cultural appropriation. You know, loving yourself is the first thing, but also loving your neighbor is the second. Mm-hmm. So once we learn that, I think that we'll be better off as a people. But it starts with loving yourself for real, for real.
Yeah.
Bonnet or not.
Bonnet and all.
Bonnet or not, you know. You know. But that's all.
I think I'll buy a bonnet tomorrow.
Buy one. We'll have a bonnet. We'll have a bonnet party.
We'll have a bonnet party.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the Quiche, Joe, Evie, and Shauna Dawn, I'm Kaya. God bless and good night.